This is Dan the Dad, and you should listen to Raw and Order or you're grounded.
Welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Booking Institute, your weekly spot for pro wrestling fantasy booking. I am your host, Detective Mark Smarks. I had some weird stuff going on the video there for a second, so it's really freaking me out. I am your host, Detective Mark Smarks, and I'm joined, as always, by my partner in crime fighting, District Attorney Vincent Kayfabe. What's going on, man? How are you?
Oh, sorry. Hi.
How are you?
I figure we could both just come in with the same intro there. That was fun.
Well, the weird thing is the Dad intro was still playing for me, and then suddenly it stopped and I was there. So I don't know what was going on with StreamYard or whatever, but like it was playing, and then it didn't wait until the "you're grounded." It just stopped, and I was like, "How long have I been sitting here?" Anyways, also joining us from up north, RCMP JLB. What's going on, man?
It goes good, sir. I'm hearing you very botchy.
Yeah, you're a little jumpy, but that's
little jumpy. Am I jumpy?
Yeah, I don't know
No,
if it's
you're not.
I don't know if it's my internet or some website I have open that's causing something. So
Get rid of the porn.
there's no porn.
Right.
Unfortunately, it's sort of necessary for later, but I will see if
It's
I
off.
if I close these. Yeah.
Well done.
Apparently my overhead light
Let's
is
see.
more.
You were porn now. Maybe this one. Anyways,
Apparently
But
that's
yes,
the
this
worst
is-
O piece I've ever made.
this is the Fantasy Booking Institute. This is your weekly dose of pro wrestling fantasy booking. The rules are simple with this. We're going to take turns challenging the others to book some unknown and often unlikely scenario in the world of professional wrestling. We don't discuss them in advance because we think it's funnier, mostly though because we haven't really thought it up yet. I always open it up to the others to go first, but before we do that, I take this time to remind everyone that Raw and Order is part of the Tatnisco Podcast Network. You can head down to the Doobly Doos after the podcast. Go there, click on tatnisco.com. You can see all the shows on the Tatnisco Network. See them all there, and tell them we sent you.
Yeah.
But now to the fantasy booking. Like I said, I open it up. DA Fabe, JLB, either you want to go first?
I would love to open with a JLB fantasy booking at some point in history. Like some point in history, I'm just like, how cool would that be?
You have though. I have done it before.
I don't feel like you have. I mean, considering you miss half of them, I don't feel like you have.
So I will start it off.
All right.
He took the bait.
You gonna say, hey, rename all the NXT wrestlers? Too soon?
Well,
I feel like it's too soon.
I mean, it's going to be going that route, not necessarily renaming. Okay, so I did post a little live before because I found the news that WWE had trademarked a name, Gunther Stark. We had saw the rumors. We had saw the WWE distributing their notifications to get that done and so on and so forth. It had all of us guessing what this is going to be. Upon Googling it, we find out that Gunther Stark is a name of a U-boat pilot in Nazi Germany. So therefore, he is obviously affiliated with the Nazis, and thus being a mistake on WWE's part and so on. Little did we know we were going to find out who Gunther Stark was, because we found out in NXT that now, ladies and gentlemen, it is no longer Walter. It is Gunther. Which is probably the stupidest thing they could have done. And with that,
I sincerely thought it was going to be a redneck character. I thought Smarks was going to. I thought I was going to have a chance to really light Smarks up, because we had a conversation about this today. And I said, big deal. Like, let it go. And boy, they just made that much worse, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, I will point out that your entire side of the conversation was acting like I was lighting up WWE for it, and my entire point was
You're smart.
they couldn't have just Googled the words first, right? These are the people who have been so concerned with image that they won't put China by herself in the WWE Hall of Fame because they're worried that some kid's gonna Google the word China and come up with either porn or drug use, right?
Did you know Google actually kind of sort of blocks the whole porn ad?
Sure can, you know.
So,
You can put on the safe search feature and you're fine. But like I said, it was mostly
Pornhub. You have to type the whole thing in. It won't autocomplete or anything.
Yeah.
I like to live life on the wild side.
I've heard.
Mm-hmm. It's on your favorites.
Yeah, you don't need to type it in right there. It's your homepage. It's when you launch your browser. That's the first one.
Yeah, it's like your faves on your homepage.
Oh my god, what a great name for a bar! Horn pub.
Horn pub.
Bar pub. It's the same name.
But so that was the thing, and so I sent the message to the group as a joke, and I was just shaking my head. They couldn't be bothered to Google it first, because literally you Google Gunther Stark, and the first result that isn't one of these articles pointing this out, the number one result is a profile about Gunther Stark, the German U-boat captain, right, or commander, right? And so I mean, it's just like that's a simple thing to Google, and they could have kept it Gunther and just done something else for the last name. You know, there's thousands of other German-ish last names that they could choose.
Gunther Nazi.
They could Wright can be a German last name, so it could have been Gunther
As
Wright.
we pointed out earlier in our conversation.
You know, it could have been.
I honestly think they got rid of the Stark, though. I think it's just going to be Gunther. So he's still going to have one name. Or else he would have said it when he was on the mic. He's like, the winner of this match is Gunther. And that's all he said.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question and be honest. When you say your name, do you always say your first and last name? Or do you just say, oh, no, I'm Justin?
I do in my
It depends. You do. I mean, it would depend on the context. So if I was in a wrestling ring and I just won the match, I would probably say, I would say JLB. You know what I mean?
Okay, but again,
that's my character name.
But my point is, you're still shortening things, right? Because you didn't do JLB 420, you didn't do all of this stuff. You just did JLB. But that's my point is, he just said his name, and when you say your name, most people just say their first name. They say, "Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm Mark. By the way."
Yeah, but Keith Lee would say Keith Lee. Adam Cole would say Adam Cole.
Well, Adam Cole says Adam Cole, baby. But they also often refer to him as just Adam, right? But that's my point. Here's the deal: is he's not going to drop the Stark until he gets called up to the main roster, and then Vince goes, "Yeah, we're just going to call you Gunther," because they wouldn't have filed. In the end, it comes down to this: they file a trademark for Gunther Stark. They don't get a trademark for just Gunther, right?
Okay.
So they'd have to refile a trademark to just be Gunther.
Well, maybe also after the backlash too, they heard of everything and they realized like, oh shit, okay, they could have refiled.
But we would have seen a report. There are people who watch. That's how we heard about the Gunther Stark. There are literally news sites that watch the trademark filing because it's all public information when you file for a trademark, and they go, "Oh, look, the WWE filed for this trademark." So they didn't change their trademark filing.
So let's imagine for a moment. Walter, they come to Walter and they say, "We're going to change your name." He's like, I don't want to fucking change my name. And they're like, "No, you're going to change your name." Yeah. He's like, I don't want to fucking change my name. And they say, "No, here's a couple names. There is Gunther, there is Vladimir," and he immediately goes, I'm taking Gunther because I know a Gunther because raised in Germany, so he knows some historical facts, and so he can go, I'm taking Gunther. And I'm going to give them the last name. And they can go trademark this. And then I'll get out of my fucking contract so I don't have to live in the U.S. and I can go back to Europe and wrestle again. And so he literally says, yeah, Gunther Stark.
Well, I mean,
no average American is going to just know. Like, this person's going to be historically versed to know that. And yet he knows the Twitterverse is going to just light this shit up. So there's a possibility that Walter may have done this to try and get out of his contract, which would be cool as shit.
Right.
So, yeah. Sucks for us.
I think it's probably more the other way, because he just wrestled his last match at NXT UK last week and just moved full-time to the United States for this. So I think it's
work for AEW.
and so I think it's more he just packed up and moved across the globe for a company, and they come and say, by the way, we're changing your name to Gunther. And he said, I don't want to change my name. They're like, too bad. It's in your contract. You have to go by the name that we choose for you. So your name's Gunther.
Stark. All right.
Fuck. I guess. All right.
I mean, that's pretend because he's still on the NXT line. So that's literally pretending that people don't know who fucking Walter is.
Yeah. That he didn't wrestle there like 6 months ago. He didn't have one of the top-rated pay-per-view matches for an NXT takeover against Ilya Dragunov, which boggles my mind when they're going to change his name. It's going to just...
The other piece to the NXT thing is, and this feels like a WBU right now, but the other piece to this is the Tommaso Ciampa character change for the main roster. Mm-hmm. Like, why do you change the character from the Goldie Lover?
Yeah, get ready. I suspicion we will see that soon. Tommaso Ciampa, and totally unrelated, but maybe related, Tommaso Ciampa wrestled on WWE Main Event this last week, and he dyed his beard. You know, the beautiful grizzled old gray beard that he'd had for a long time. Nope, it's now brown. It's now...
And what do they call him? They just call them.
They still call him Tommaso Ciampa.
Okay.
But this is a sign of Vince doesn't want you to be the grizzled old man. We want you to look younger. Which here's the one side of it is
35.
He's 35. He's a lot younger than that beard makes him look. I get it, but that beard was a huge part of this character of this grizzled, old.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn, sort of
thing.
Yes.
Right.
And so now it's all cleaned up, and he's gonna show up on the main roster, and he's gonna be Tommaso Ciampa, and he's probably gonna come out as a babyface, smiling.
So back to your challenge, bud, because we interrupted.
Yes.
No worries. That does make him years younger, though. Holy shit. Or not years younger. It makes him look 35. So guys, you're NXT. You're not giving me Gunther as Walter. I would like you to book. You can choose any wrestler you want, either to go to NXT for the Gunther Stark or WWE. Choose a wrestler that you would give that name to, or give me someone you think would suit Gunther Stark. Make it a character. Where do you bring him? How does his first appearance go? Debut go? So give me Gunther Stark's character. Not being Walter. Walter never happened.
Sunny Kiss. I ruin it altogether. So there is no question. I go with Sunny Kiss. It's done.
Give me more.
Can't make this work.
You have to make it work. You're a WWE creative.
I use a faux transgendered male. Maybe not. Transgendered female. Crossdresser. I use a crossdresser.
Yeah. I'll step in here. Sunny Kiss is still male presenting. But I believe they go by she, her pronouns.
Thank you.
But they have not transitioned. So
There you go.
Anyway.
Sonny Kiss. I don't know that Sonny Kiss is transgendered. I think just transsexual. Just
flamboyantly gay.
Yeah. Gay and cross dresses and RuPaul basically.
I don't even know if there's much cross dressing.
Well, I mean the makeup.
Yeah, makeup.
But I mean, by that standard, Bret Michaels in the '80s would have been transsexual.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it doesn't matter. The only reason I use Sonny Kiss is because then it can just bury the whole gimmick.
No, but you can't bury it. Give me the Gunther gimmick. It has to work. Not has to work, but you have to give me a legitimate
name of a person named Gunther.
No.
I already told you, it's a redneck. It's a redneck who pulls. You know the dudes that pull the wood out of the swamps. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
They're on AMC or whatever it is. One of those guys that fights alligators and
The
shit.
swamp hunters.
Fuck yeah.
Swamp hunters.
Swamp hunters or whatever. Yes. If you have to make it work, that's just somebody named Gunther. And I don't care who it is. Seth Rollins could act it. I feel like he could act the part.
Someone's very fast. They've already updated the Wikipedia for Falter. To say
Oh,
Gunther.
wow.
I'm not a Wikipedia contributor.
Anyone can do it, though.
I did donate the $2.
You don't need to, though, I don't think.
I know, but I donated the $2 this year. I felt like I used it enough to go,
Okay.
here's $2.
Nice.
One time.
Do you get anything by donating to Wikipedia?
No.
No.
You get to know that you contributed to Wikipedia.
Do you,
maybe
do you
surviving another
get
year.
anything by donating to the American Way? Do you get anything by donating to Goodwill? Do you
I do.
If I get a shirt,
No, you don't get anything.
You
from
can get a
Goodwill.
write-off.
You get a write-off, which you can technically get for donating $2 to Wikipedia.
Yeah,
because it's still a nonprofit.
Like a lot of times.
Well, I know. I mean, you
I'm just
technically
saying.
get a write-off. It's just not enough to
My parachute
offset.
pants that I donated to Goodwill were worth $147.
Mm-hmm.
damn.
And since there were 10 pairs, that was a write-off.
That's a write-off. I'm saying it's still a write-off. It's just a really crappy, small write-off, but it's still technically a write-off.
Because there's an actual monetary value there. You donate to Goodwill, you can set yourself up.
Yeah,
I've never
Goodwill.
Just so people know, I've never done the.
Goodwill is technically supposed to write an estimated value on the receipt when you donate, but I've never seen them do it. They just write donated clothes, and then they hand it back to you, and people just go and write whatever value they think it.
Yes, and most of the time grossly overestimated.
Yes. Well, let's be honest here. People always grossly overestimate the value of their shit, right?
That's legit. You ever been on eBay?
You ever been on eBay, right? Or Facebook Marketplace, or I don't know. Have you ever been a car salesman trying to work a deal on someone trading in their 2005 Chevy Cavalier?
What's a Cavalier?
That's fucking mint. This thing's mint. It's a 2005
Do you know you have the fake cups thing right beside you there?
It's fucking mint. This thing?
Yeah.
This thing that I
Dangling from
specifically
his
put
mic?
on there? That was on there at the last podcast and the one before that.
Oh, was it?
And I think the one before that.
Might have been even the one before that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was actually like
A logo? For
like a
just-
logo that you accidentally
It is a
put as
sticker.
part of the.
It
it's a
is.
sticker,
It
yes.
is. Yeah. It's magic. I put my hands in front of the GIF.
I put my hands up on your hips.
When you dip, I dip. We dip.
That sounds way harder to do at karaoke than I thought it would be. Just so everybody knows.
I can imagine.
Especially drunk. Anyway, moving forward.
So since you don't want to play, Smarks, what do you got?
I did play.
You didn't play.
I
You
gave you
hardly
Seth
played.
Rollins as a redneck Jason Wood in the swamp.
I
think he can play that role.
He could. Seth Rollins can play anything.
yeah.
Yes.
I I'm trying to decide whether to put Ikemen Jiro as Gunther, or
Ikemen Jiro.
yeah.
I kind of want to see a picture, so I'm hoping you're getting ready to screen share.
I don't think he was.
I was not, but let's see.
I mean, I can search for it, but
Here, we'll
I
just
feel like
do this.
I feel like you'll know what you're looking for.
This.
I swear by all that is holy, if you make him a Japanese submariner, I'm going to smack you.
Well, I mean, he is from Japan, but I wasn't gonna make him a submariner.
Okay.
See, that's Ikemen Jiro, right there.
Okay.
He currently wrestles on NXT as Ikemen Jiro. Of course, his other wrestler name is Jiro Kuroshio. I can't make that picture bigger, can I? Let's find out. There we go. Ikemen Jiro, right there.
Oh.
And he is now Gunther Stark. He is a Japanese German American.
Oh, okay.
So he's born to Japanese parents, but raised in Germany, but moved to America. So he's got a little bit of everything in him.
Jesus.
And let's see, what would be great for Ikemen Jiro to play against? He's a businessman. Gunther Stark, the Japanese German American businessman.
I got to go back to it because I want people to visualize.
Yes, that right there as a Japanese American German businessman
with Galaxy jacket on.
Yes, he keeps the Galaxy jacket, right? But we'll have him have a shirt and a tie when he comes to the ring, right? Because he's a businessman. And then with
still comes out drunks.
Well, with the shirt and tie, he's gonna come out in the dress shorts like fucking Reginald comes out in, right? But they're gonna be tearaway shorts. And he has the trunks underneath them.
With Land of the Rising Sun on his junk or on his butt.
I don't know. I might stick away from that. But he's a businessman, so
no, it's dollar signs.
Dollar signs would be fine. Yeah, dollar signs would be 100%. But he's a businessman, so he comes out to the ring, and the first thing he does is he tries to. He's kind of $1 million man Ted DiBiase. He tries to buy his opponents out most of the time.
So he's basically almost like what Vic Grimes was when he was like the $1 Million Man guy.
Oh, but not rednecky. No, I mean he's good because he's gonna have he was raised in Germany, so he's gonna have a German accent and he's gonna be all prim and proper, German style, until gets in the ring, and then he's Ikemen Jiro.
Fair.
So that's my answer.
No feuds or anything like that.
I mean, he's gonna feud with everyone because he's a Japanese German businessman in America. He basically hits all of the foreigner check boxes in WWE, and so of course he's gonna be like, yep, he's foreigner. He's foreigner. He's foreign. Yep. I mean, might as well also have him like preach universal health care. So yeah, as a businessman, he can be all like, I shouldn't have to pay for your insurance. It should be covered by government.
I feel like it's necessary to go back to bringing this up here again one more time so people can see.
Yes. Gunther Stark.
Gunther Stark. The Japanese German.
Would you not icon right over his nipple? It's weird. It's weird. Okay.
Right over his melted chocolate kisses. Oh, there's a lot of other weird stuff I could have iconed over.
Not now. I mean, you could easily do it. in equally the amount of control anybody else is.
But that's what I would do. And to further the talk here, it would fail every bit as much as DA Fabe's one would fail. But I'm gonna be honest, I think it's going to fail no matter who they put it on.
Yeah, I mean the dude is Walter. That's who he is. If you really want to get crazy, it's Walter.
It's also a dumb name. I mean, here's the deal is, right? It's not a strong sounding name. It's not a hero sounding name.
It's also an old man's name, I find, too.
Well, it can be an old man's name, but here's the deal. In most Americans, if you ask them, you say, picture a Gunther. Do you know what they're going to picture? They're going to picture Gunther from Friends.
I'm from Friends, yeah.
Yeah. The guy who works at the
coffee shop,
Central Perk, who loves Rachel. And that's not a wrestler hero. That's not a wrestler bad guy. That's just so the name, we've made fun of some of the names they've come up with before, but here's the deal, right? We look at some of the names that we could have made fun of. Braun Breaker. We made fun of Braun Breaker because it's a bad version of a name that could have been really good, but it's still better than Gunther Stark, right?
Absolutely.
Cameron Grimes was the rename of Trevor Lee. But
that's a better name.
Well, but I got it for this reason. At the time they had Keith Lee already. So they really couldn't have Keith Lee and Trevor Lee together.
Related. Yeah.
Right. Dexter Loomis was the rename of Samuel Shaw. Right. I think that's actually a better name.
Right.
Even though Samuel Shaw is his real name. Duke Hudson is the new name of Brendan Vink.
L-U-M-I-S. That adds a little something creepy to it. I don't know why, but it does.
We made fun of Joaquin Wilde was a dumb name, but it works in the end.
Who the hell was Joaquin Wilde?
He's a member of Santos Escobar's crew.
Yep.
Yes, okay.
Santos Escobar is another one, who came in as El Hijo del Fantasma and then immediately changes his name to Santos Escobar. We could make fun of some of these names, but in the end, none of these are as bad as Gunther Stark.
I feel like we've also probably said that before. None of these is as bad as Bearcat Lee.
I didn't have a problem with Bearcat Lee. I was the one who fought against when you guys, specifically you, JOB, were making fun of Bearcat Lee.
I hated it too.
I hated it. Yeah, it was stupid.
I didn't have a problem with it because I was honoring someone, and I was a Bearcat, going to a high school that the mascots were the Bearcat. Okay. So
okay. Anyway, so I am curious, JLB, how would you do your challenge?
So I'm thinking Gunther is somewhat like a Gene Snitsky, kind of not mentally all there, or like a Gene Snitsky body, but like Eugene mental states, I guess.
So you also want it to fail. Got it.
Well, I mean, I think that would be the route that WWE would have went with it, if not give it to Walter, unless they honestly turn Walter into this idiot that can't really do anything and he can just wrestle. I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put it past them completely changing his character, not being a leader of Imperium. They break up Imperium. He randomly gets this psycho analysis where he gets hit by a car or something and he has brain damage and whatever. I wouldn't put it past WWE to do something that stupid and really damage Walter. And therefore now he's Gunther. And I don't know. I feel like, but I just thought they were going to go that route. It was going to be a bigger, like Snitsky type, I guess Walter type, but bigger. But it wasn't going to be Walter. I thought it was going to be someone new, like any of the athletes from like Next in Line going into NXT, something along those lines. I just didn't think they were going to use it on someone who was already an existing individual. So yeah, I was thinking more of the guy's not mentally all there. He just goes in the ring, does his thing, but he can't really talk. And he's gonna have a lot of stupid stuff in backstage, little silly promos and whatever, make it like a funny character, kind of really like Eugene, but a more
because we know
broader
Eugene and Snitsky both were like long-term successful projects for WWE, right?
Well, Eugene was there longer. I think Snitsky was only there for like 6 months. I think Eugene was there for at least 2 years. No, don't quote me on that, but I feel like Eugene was there longer, so they definitely kept with that a lot longer than Snitsky. Who was the other one they had recently that they really just? I think that was like the fastest we've seen him like leave. The guy who had a bunch of sexual allegations. They left, and he came back.
Oh, Lars Sullivan.
Lars Sullivan.
Lars Sullivan, yeah. He wasn't really. Was his sexual allegations? Oh no, it was racism.
Yeah, he had racist. Well, he did have. I think
he had everything.
Porn that he did.
Yeah.
But more than that, the biggest thing is he had problems with mental stability that stopped him from being able to actually show up and.
He had a mental breakdown in the large audience setting, very similar to Kylie Ray.
Yeah.
In AEW. So anyway.
I think really at the heart of Gunther thing is simply this. WWE really has a problem with wrestlers using their real names, and it comes down to the fact that when a wrestler uses their real name, WWE can't trademark it, and therefore WWE can't profit off it fully. And Walter's real name is Walter, right?
But you've used it for 5 years already.
Mm-hmm.
You already have shirts with Walter.
Mostly in the UK where laws are slightly different. But coming over here and getting ready for a main roster call-up, they're wanting something that they can thing. And the thing is, this goes way back. This goes way back to Kelly even, right? Who had a perfect name as her real name. Barbie Blank, a blonde bombshell. Barbie Blank is perfect.
Kelly.
Change it to Kelly. Kelly.
Yeah, name changes are rough. So, all right.
You had Priscilla Kelly come into NXT, and you changed her name to Gigi Dolan.
By all means, fans, we'd love to hear from you. How would you change Gunther Stark? Who would you put in the role? What type of character would they be? Comment. We'll throw it up on the screen throughout the show. Are we done with that one? I'm done with that one.
Please
say yes. We're done. We're done. Yeah.
Okay. We're done with that one. Cool. So is it me or you next, bud?
It's up to you.
I mean, I've been holding on to this since Sunday. I don't know if it's good or not. I had to remember it, so I went back and listened to segments of our podcast from Sunday to figure it out. But I will go next.
Okay.
So the question is, we talked a little Sunday about catchphrases making the difference. So I'm going to give you a group of catchphrases, and you tell me, or I'm sorry, a wrestler, and you tell me how you would change their catchphrase, either to bury them or to grow them. Example: we changed Seth Rollins' catchphrase from "Burn It Down" to "Drip Drip," Mr. Drip Drip. Is that right?
Yeah. King of Drip, whatever.
King of Drip.
Drip Drip.
We changed Roman Reigns to "Acknowledge Me." I really like that one. Anyway, The Rock, very well known for not having one that suddenly, "If you smell The Rock,"
or "Finally, The Rock." He had a bunch.
Yeah, I mean he could write his own. That was probably the difference back then. So I'm going to give you the wrestler. You guys give us what their
Catchphrases.
catchphrase would be. So, you guys ready? I'll pull
Oh.
myself out. I'll put both of you guys in. All right. So, first one. I'm going to give you the wrestler. You give me the catchphrase. One, Claudio Castagnoli, or some of you may better know him as Cesaro. Swiss Cyborg or Swiss Superman is his current. You can bury him, or you can make him great.
Problem is, he's just so bad at promos that thinking of something that sounds like his name, sounds like his voice, is tough. So,
I actually have one for this.
I got one too, but I feel like it would be a joke, but it might catch on. You know how he does his taunt, right? So his whole thing would be like, boom, 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 boom. Like he would make that a thing, and it would even be on his like theme music, and he would be now a little bit more energetic. It's just I don't know if he can pull it off because coming down to the ring, he's still very like, oh, you know. So, but yeah, I don't know. That's the first little thing I thought of. He'd kind of make it into like a thing, but he would have to be more energetic, and it's kind of hard to picture Cesaro more energetic to that point.
Okay, so Cesaro.
Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, boom, boom. That's to put him over or to bury him.
I would like it to put it over. Maybe you would, you know.
Okay, Smarks.
I don't know, maybe something like the chiropractor is in, because he always does that before he does the stupid.
Oh, that's gonna bury him.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, in the grand scheme of things, anything that we come up with, because here's the deal: is all of the ones that rose people's careers were things that grew naturally. If you smell what The Rock is cooking, something that he just kind of threw out in an interview with Jennifer Flowers, and then the audience grabbed onto it. And the same thing with Acknowledge Me. He said it once in an interview. All I want in a program, all I want you to do is acknowledge me. And then people showed up at the next event with signs that said "Acknowledge me." You know, I acknowledge you.
These hands.
Yeah.
Was organic.
Yep.
So
almost all of the good ones are organic, and they just kind of come. So anything that we kind of
Austin's what was off a conversation with Christian.
Yeah. What?
When he couldn't hear Christian on
Austin 316 was an off the cuff thing that he didn't even think was gonna stick around, right? He said, "This is just making fun of Jake the Snake's whole Bible thing, so I'm gonna say it once, and then never have to say it again." Then he had to say it for the rest of his career.
All right, so the one I was going to give Claudio Castagnoli, i.e. Cesaro, is a line from a movie, believe it or not. And I was going to go with, I must break you. Rocky IV.
I could see WWE doing that for sure. Yeah.
And I think that one might actually
He's foreign. It'll work.
Yeah.
Rocky IV is so old. No one remembers it. We have 14-year-olds.
The next one's going to be a little bit harder.
Yeah. I'm going to really quickly take issue with him saying no one's going to remember it because there's 14-year-olds, reminding you that WWE's core audience are people 45 older.
Wow.
They're all going to remember
harsh.
Rocky IV.
Okay, that's valid.
That's harsh.
All
right. The next one I'm going to give you is the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. But it has to be a catchphrase that he says, not a nickname.
Mm-hmm.
That's just stupid. I feel like that's something AJ would say. because I feel like he's used stupid before, not necessarily it being as a
Randy Orton got it.
catchphrase.
Stupid, stupid, stupid.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is he'd have to be involved in a feud with Orton, or maybe a tag team where they just like
But I feel like he
together
said
just
it
point
with
at someone and go
Omos.
stupid, 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 stupid.
That's just stupid. Okay.
Or that's what you just call Southern hospitality. No, I still think he would say that's just stupid more. It's kind of hard because it really has to be organic. That's just stupid. I don't know. I feel like, because I feel like he says stupid a lot, not all the time there. So, and I feel that's just stupid is
Yeah, you better
he
believe
said
him.
TNA.
I was looking up.
Famous
Apparently, there's an
AJ
entire
Styles
page on brainy quotes from AJ Styles quotes.
oh, you're cheating.
They have to be relatively short.
So let me tell you, I was going down to Georgia. I was looking for a soul to steal.
He's the devil now.
He's the devil.
In
That's
Charlie Daniels.
Exactly.
Well, AJ
Phenomenal
went down
devil.
to Florida. He was looking for a car to steal.
That's
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 Al
Cletus T.
Yankovic?
Judd.
Oh, okay.
Cletus T. Judd is kind of the country Weird Al.
Okay.
You got anything there, Smarks?
I'm trying to decide if I want to go with the first one that came across here. That made me go, oh, maybe, but it's a lightning rod, so I'm.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Just do it. Do it. God, if it's do it, I'm gonna laugh.
No.
I'm not your cousin. I don't know.
Well, my point is,
Fuck, man.
I thought it was going that route. That's why I was like,
no, one of his first quotes is talking about his career, and he says, I would love to tell you that it's been absolutely perfect, that I've been a man that's been super Christian. And I thought, ooh, I'm super Christian.
A religious one.
But I'm
That's
like,
just
I don't
copying
know.
the phenomenal one.
The thing is, I don't know. I literally with AJ Styles, I don't know if there's enough money in Vince McMahon's pockets to get AJ Styles to use his Christianity as a gimmick.
Right.
One thing that I'm not sure of. Plus, it also gets really close to the Young Bucks, who tried to get the phrase Christian AF over.
Oh,
Didn't
really?
really work well. Yeah. They did a whole gimmick on BTE where someone would offer them something, like hey, did you see the latest issue of Playboy? And they'd be like, I don't look at that stuff. I'm Christian AF.
Okay.
Good Lord.
I'm gonna cross this off the list. Could be like going into his Christian.
Good Lord.
Okay,
that's
no,
gonna hurt.
I'm gonna cross this off the list.
I've got it. I've got it here. I've just got to get back to the quote here. He said, sometimes I feel like if I'm not getting people to boo me, then I'm not doing my job right. So that's his new catchphrase. If you ain't booing me, I ain't doing my job right.
Fair enough.
And of course, people will hate that, so they'd boo.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So we're going to do some up-and-comers. One, Sami Guevara. His moniker is Spanish God. He can use his moniker if you want. Just at the end of everything he says, because I am a Spanish God.
I think
almost
right.
JBL-ish.
Yeah.
Where he says,
I'm a wrestling god.
I think for him, I would use instead. I would instead the fact that he's currently an interim champ, I think I would use interim champ as his new catchphrase. Even once he loses the belt, he can be like, I will always be your interim champ.
I like that. I also would have no problem with him being like, I got to take Conti. I landed that.
I landed that.
I landed that. Which is good for all of his jumping things.
Yeah.
She can come out and be like, I landed that.
Yeah.
Speaking of him.
And have his tongue sticking out afterwards. I landed that. Whatever.
We won't be seeing the Spanish God on Dynamite this week because he's too busy vacationing down in Brazil with Ty Conti, which
meeting the parents.
But oh geez, I don't know what's hotter, being there with Ty Conti or being in Brazil. I mean, it's just like.
Well, I mean, I think it's a self-aggrandizing moment. I could be in the States where it's cold, or I could be in Brazil, and if I get cold, with Ty Conti. I landed that. It's probably a good one though. I like that.
I landed that. Yeah, that was well done.
Up and comer, almost.
Omos?
Okay. His catchphrase is going to be, I suck, because it's burying him because he fucking blows.
He chooses to bury him. All right. Finally got one that he buried.
Fuck.
You can't reach me. You can't see me. You can't reach me.
Well, I mean, if you wanted to do something like that.
Or with his voice, you can't reach me.
If you want to do something like that, you could do, you're not on my level.
Yeah.
You ain't even on my level. But
and he would literally just do that all the time.
Just do that.
You're not even on. Like, no, but that's too much words. You can't reach me.
That'll leave a mark.
But no, after watching,
that goes better with Walter with doing the strikes on the chest.
Yeah.
But Walter doesn't exist anymore, so
yeah. Because after watching Omos wrestle on Raw this week, I'm like, nope, I'm fucking
done
with him.
He faced some jobber?
He faced fucking Reginald. So yes, a jobber. But just like, here's the deal: I'm not saying Reginald is super, super, super talented in the ring and polished or whatever, but even with Reginald, they weren't able to pull out a half decent match. Like, that match really could have been a 5-minute long match with Reginald running and ducking and doing a bunch of the little guy stuff and flipping around, and then eventually Omos getting a hold of him and throwing him. And it had almost none of that. It was like a minute-long squash match that just featured basically Reginald jumping off the top rope and getting caught and immediately being put into this double hand choke slam thing and then done. But he doesn't even do choke slams well. Like, the one thing you expect a big guy to do well is fucking choke slams.
Especially with a little dude there. You know, the little dude is supposed to help you do your choke slam.
Yeah.
I feel like he has, and I get he's tall and whatever, and big guys move, but I mean, we know big guys who can move. Big Show moved pretty, he was kind of slow, but he still
Braun
did
Strowman. I know there's people on this podcast that don't like
The Undertaker.
Yeah.
At Omos's age was freaking doing some crazy stuff. You know what I mean?
He's doing old school. Man.
I don't have anything against Braun Strowman. I am secretly a little bit happy that he's had a little bit of an extended time off after his release because of him making fun of the other people. But I don't have anything against him. Like,
he can move in the ring.
Decent enough for a big guy. Yeah. I think the other thing I realized, though, watching Omos is that, like, the big guy athletes that WWE likes, I've never really gotten behind. Like, I mean, even going back to, like, I was never an Undertaker fan. Never really. Like, but he wasn't even like the big guy ones. Like, I even back in the day, Yokozuna, Nah.
Mabel.
Nah. I didn't even really care for Rikishi.
Right.
You know.
You suck.
So.
Oh wait, that's Kurt Angle's. Never mind.
I've always been a fan of the medium size and smaller size guys. So, anyways, okay, we're going on. After Omos, who sucks?
Yeah, after Omos, we're gonna go with Serena Deeb.
Oh wait, I'm the Skyline.
Skyline.
I'm the Skyline.
That is totally written by the WWE.
I'm the Skyline.
You have to fit this
Or
into your
I'm
promo.
the skyscraper.
I'm the sky. I am the Skyline. Straight up, Judge Dredd. I am the law. Only I am the Skyline.
I am the
Only
I
if he
am
does
the
like this.
Skyline.
I am the law.
Exactly.
All right. So Serena Deeb.
God, it's kind of tough because her current gimmick is actually really good. I don't want to change.
You don't have
anything.
to change the gimmick. You just have to give her a catchphrase.
She's got a catchphrase with it.
What is her catchphrase?
She's the best professional wrestler in the world. I think it's something along those lines.
Okay. Isn't that more of a moniker than a?
Yeah, it's more of a moniker. It's not necessarily her. It's not what she says all the time.
It's on her fucking t-shirts.
Yeah,
it's
but
something that she says. She says it in the interviews.
Okay.
Like she says,
okay.
you know, when they're talking to her, and she's like, "This is why I'm gonna beat, because I am the best professional wrestler, the professor of professional wrestling." That's what she calls herself.
Okay.
The woman of 1,000 holds. She calls herself as well.
Those work.
And then
If
that's the
you
deal.
want to leave it where it is, then leave it where it is.
She's one that I wouldn't change. You know.
All right, guys, stop it. Let's get technical. You want to go? Let's get technical. I don't know. I kind of like
Classes in session.
Classes in session. Let's get technical.
Now, on a side note, raise your hand if you really want to see a Deonna Purrazzo versus Serena Deeb match. Okay, just so we're clear here.
Which could very well happen if they decide to do stuff with Impact again.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go with. We're gonna go with a male wrestler again. We're gonna go with one Dustin Rhodes. Not Gold Dust.
What's his catchphrase as Dustin Rhodes?
Well, his moniker is the Natural.
Right.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a catchphrase, but mostly because he really doesn't do a lot of talking in AEW. So like,
I find it apropos.
I mean, he does a lot of
feel like
talking
A
on
little
like.
bit of Cody and a little bit of Gold Dust at the same time.
I feel like the only thing he would really say was, "You shut your mouth." Like that would be his thing. Because it's
slap
short.
the taste out of your mouth. I
No,
think he's
you
actually
shut
said
your
that
mouth.
before.
You shut your mouth. And I feel like that could go on shirts, no problem. And it's just something he would say with such conviction, I feel. Because he said, I'd slap the taste out of your mouth and so on. But you shut your mouth. Like a thing. I don't know. That's what I had in my head.
I feel like you just bring his character from Sami Guevara's vlog into it. And his catchphrase is, "You're my son, and I love you." Because he's got a recurring gimmick with Fuego del Sol where he believes he's Fuego's dad.
Oh.
I can get behind that.
I think you just open it up and you just have his character be like he just kind of believes he's everyone younger than him's dad.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
listen here, son.
Listen here. You're my son, and I love you.
Oh my gosh, you could play that with Cody and have Cody be like, "Dad, you're not my son. We're brothers. Stop it." Well, Call everybody else your son. Stop it.
That would work.
Weird.
That would work. Cody would
So
play well
weird.
into that. Yeah.
All right. One more, then we'll call this one quits because it's just more of a game than it is anything else. And we are going to give a catchphrase to one Brock Lesnar that is not Suplex City.
Oh, it's got to be fuck your kids.
I do want to do one more after this, just to fucking Smarks off a little bit.
I'm gonna say that this is kind of apropos because I was joking with my wife about how I wanted to create shirts that said "Psst, I have a secret," and then down in little letters at the very bottom, "Fuck your kids."
Fuck your kids. Okay, so Brock Lesnar, fuck your kids.
I fuck Sable.
Which would have been impressive if they were closer in age. Otherwise, it's just kind of.
Well, he does fuck Sable, so
yes, I know. She's also like 15 years his senior. So
yep. The man likes the Cougars.
All right, so I am going to throw one more in just because I thought about this when somebody said "fuck your kids," and I feel like he would say that to Rey Mysterio, and so I want you to come up with a catchphrase for Dominic Mysterio, but you can't bury him, or you have to do one of each if you're going to bury him.
That's it. I quit.
Oh wow, he legit quit.
He just straight up
was like, nope, not
nope,
happening.
Get back here.
Damn.
Well, yeah, I'll just start it
Fuck
off.
your kids.
Fuck your kids. No, I'll just start it off and say, and this is a prediction as well as a speculation. But his catchphrase is going to be, "You're not my real dad."
I was gonna say, "You ain't my dad."
You're not my dad.
You ain't my dad.
Eddie's my dad.
So,
we'll be like,
which would
Daddy-o.
both bury and promote him, I think, as well as he can be promoted.
and the thing is, I say that I'm doing it as kind of a prediction because I do fully anticipate that that's the way they're eventually going to go with that storyline. Maybe,
the whole
maybe
Rumble
not.
thing was a joke.
I really think they got to go with Eddie. I think the only way you can make that work is with Eddie, and then I think it's disrespectful.
Well, no, but I think he's just saying that like because Dominic's gonna turn heel.
Mm-hmm.
And
Correct.
against
Dominic's
against
100% going to turn on Rey. And even if he just says, "You're not my real dad," that's his catchphrase. So.
You're my son. I love you.
You're not my real dad.
Justin Rhodes shows up and says, "You're my son."
I fuck Sable.
Brock comes out and just destroys him for saying "I fuck Sable."
And he does it in his like cool gimmick that he is now. He's like, "You touching me, you're not able. You know what I do every night? I fuck Sable."
Oh, we're back to Brock. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Fair enough. All right, Smarks. It sounds like it's your time to challenge us.
It is my turn to shine. Ish. I saw a picture. This is my challenge to you guys. It's gonna be a little bit difficult, and so I'm trying to figure out exactly how I can limit it down so it's not too much. But I saw a picture that made me think of it today. So here's the concept. You are now Triple H. But this is an alternate history.
I fuck Stephanie. Oh, wait, no, that's not.
Wait, you're now Triple H, but it's an alternate history where in 2018, 4 years ago, Vince McMahon stepped down and put you in charge of main roster WWE. Now it's 2022. Who are your Raw champions, SmackDown champions, tag team champions, yada, 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 for main roster WWE? The important thing to note, though, is that means that most of the cuts didn't happen.
But it also means that CM Punk is not there. John Cena is not there.
Mm-hmm.
Brock likely is not back.
Yep. So, who is your Universal Champion, WWE Champion, Raw Tag Champion, SmackDown Tag Champions,
At this moment,
Intercontinental?
right now.
At this moment, right now, Intercontinental, United States Champion, SmackDown Women's, Raw Women's, Women's Tag Champions on the main roster.
All right. Here you go.
So I think you do have Keith Lee as your champion, because I don't think Keith Lee would have left. And if NXT is still a thing, he still runs NXT, Raw, and SmackDown. You would have had Keith Lee be champion, but Keith Lee is doing something with Karrion Kross on the main roster. You wait, Revival already left? Yeah, Revival left already, huh? By 2018?
No,
Revival still would have been there.
Yeah, Revival would have still been there. Here, I'm going to give you a quick rundown. This is the NXT roster in 2018, right? Aleister Black was the NXT champion for most of the year. Buddy Murphy, Cesar Bonini, neither of whom are with WWE anymore. Danny Burch, who just got let go. EC3, who's gone. Fabian Eichner, who's still there. Johnny Gargano's gone. Cassius Ohno is gone. Kona Reeves is gone.
Oh, so Keith Lee's not even there.
Lars Sullivan is gone.
Keith Lee's there still.
He wasn't there yet in 2018. I think he came in 2019, but that's still fine, right? Kona Reeves is gone. Lars Sullivan is gone. Leo Rush is gone. Oni Lorcan's gone. Pete Dunne. Ricochet is on the main roster now, but he was in NXT at that point. Tommaso Ciampa. Trent Severn and Tyler Bate. Velveteen Dream, Wesley Blake. Their female roster consisted of Bianca Belair, Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, Kairi Sane, Lacey Evans, Nikki Cross, Shayna Baszler, and Ty Conti. They also had Heavy Machinery, Tino Sabatelli and Riddick Moss. The Street Profits were down there. Undisputed Era was in full strength. The Mighty, which was Shane Thorne and I can't remember his first name, Miller. Anyways. And the War Raiders were still in NXT at that point. So
there you go.
So I think I have one of my women's champions as Shayna Baszler, though. I feel like Triple H would have already pulled the plug on Baszler being top dog and champion. I would have also probably still have Asuka as your Raw champion still. I think that's something that still would have happened and probably remained for a very long time. But you have Bianca technically facing her, Asuka on Raw. Tag team wise, I feel like you have. I'm trying to figure out what Triple H's. Was the bar a Triple H idea, or that was a Sheamus Cesaro idea?
I think it was a Sheamus Cesaro idea.
We are the bar.
I mean, because it was main roster.
New one for Cesaro. I am the bar. Do it by himself.
Was Velveteen Dream still there? Yes.
Yes. In 2018, he was. That being said, I want to point out, you don't have to use someone who was there in 2018 because it's 4 years later. You still can cut people, right? So,
Right. Well, I think Tripp still would have been crazy on the allegation stuff too.
Marks
though,
is
so...
saying that he wants you to fire Velveteen Dream.
I know. It's
I mean,
exactly what he's
I
saying.
do, but what I really want is that you don't feel like you're like pigeonholed into using everyone who was there in 2018. Because again, my point is,
use Sami Zayn.
2018, 2019, 2020, 2021 all happened, but didn't necessarily have all the cuts. So anyone who was in WWE in 2018 is fair game. But people who came in the time being, like Karrion Kross wasn't in WWE in any way in 2018, but he's still fair game because
very well be signed
because he still was someone that Triple H obviously liked and signed him. So you've got an open bar.
I feel like I feel like Adam Cole would almost certainly still be there. Who did I have as my champion, my world champion? I had Keith Lee, and I didn't give you a SmackDown one, right?
No, you did not.
But we have also seen.
He also was
Alan Schwetty for Schwetty Balls.
Yes, that's very nice. Very nice.
I like the way your balls taste in my mouth.
Yes.
Okay,
they're very good. Sweaty balls in your mouth.
You have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn as your tag team champions, Raw tag team champions. You actually get them back together.
Again. Can't
Although,
wait to be together again.
I think I might actually like KO and Seth better. There's such great chemistry they have. Scratch that. You have KO and Seth Rollins as your Raw Tag Team Champions. I think that would be far better. I still feel, I still feel like there wasn't that many great tag teams, even given that time period. Aside, of course, from the Revival. Heavy Machinery. Heavy Machinery was good, or not Heavy Machinery. Raiders there.
War Raiders.
Yes,
War
I think
Raiders,
you're talking about War Raiders.
Viking War Experience Raiders.
Yes, you had the War Viking Raider experience at that point. You did still have O'Reilly and Fish there as well. Street Profits were in.
And of course, since you would have Walter and the rest of Imperium, then you'd have Fabian Eichner with
Eichner and Bartel. Yes,
Bartel.
you could do that.
I think you have Ricochet
I
as your.
apologize for your erection.
No erection at all.
I mean, in fairness, you do also have Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Champa, so you could have DIY together again.
You also have Anderson and Gallows.
Yes, yeah, the OC.
No.
They
Fuck Anderson and Gallows. Fuck Anderson and Gallows.
I'm talking about your erection.
Touche. I hear you. Okay, that's cool.
DIY does sound like a good time. They were a phenomenal tag team. That's who I would put as your SmackDown tag team champions then. So I'm basically going down a route of just a lot of the NXT coming up, really, in reality, because a lot of these would work if Triple H was still in power, because Triple H would know how to handle them.
Yes, you are correct. That's kind of the whole point.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Control your laughter.
I am trying, but this is quite funny.
I agree.
Go fuck yourself.
We're also not going to talk about my erection.
That is kind of anatomically impossible with myself. So
24/7 champion doesn't become a thing. 24/7 champion never happens.
You do need a women's tag, intercontinental, and United States champion.
Intercontinental.
as well as the WWE champion, since you've already named Keith Lee the Universal Champion.
Yes.
Yeah, I named.
Was that Adam Cole?
No, I did not name Adam Cole because I thought Adam Cole had it too long in NXT. I did. Gosh, golly, guys. Walter. I think you almost certainly
I like it.
would have had Walter already on main roster. Trips would have convinced them more heavily to come work in the States. And Walter would be like your Adam Cole for the main roster because you can know everyone would believe him. Imperium would definitely be there for sure. They would be like the team that's running things.
That intro with their music and everything is lights out. That should be all over the main roster.
What intro?
Imperiums,
Oh, yeah.
where they come out with their hands behind their backs and everything. It's just gold.
It's just gold.
Gold.
It's perfect. I'm
You
still
guys are
surprised they do
dicks.
it. I'm still surprised they do it and they haven't changed it. But now that he's Gunther, pretty sure that's all going to change.
Yeah, he's probably going solo.
And yeah, so honestly, your boy Ricochet is getting the Intercontinental Championship.
Intercontinental.
And he will be feuding a lot with Cesaro. Him and Cesaro will be probably feuding through. What the fuck? Yes, for Intercontinental. And that's it, right? There's no European Championship anymore. So go fuck yourself.
There's a United States champion.
There is a United States champion. You're absolutely right about that.
There's also a women's tag champion.
I
guess I kind of missed who were his women's champions.
Asuka
and Shayna.
and
Asuka and
Shayna.
Shayna. Okay.
If you would stop talking with your sexy radio voice, maybe you could listen and fucking hear what I have to say. I don't.
You just rambled. For
Maybe
so long.
you like
I
it.
forgot.
Oh, give me some more.
It just took you so long that it had fallen off on the other end of my memory.
Sure.
All we have left is, well, unless you're going to name the
United
NXT
States
champions.
No, I'm not fucking naming the NXT champion. I'm already having a hard time as it is. Yeah, United States. I feel like you would have to go. Who's the United States champion right now?
Damien Priest.
Oh, right. Fuck that jazz.
Yes, with that stupid United States Championship belt.
I think you maybe give it to maybe give it to no, you don't never. You don't even hire him. Ray, I love you. You're a legend, but you can bounce if you want me to hire. Oh, sorry. I just heard Dominic.
He's got a point. Dominic Dijakovic.
Dominic Dijakovic is a good one. Yeah. As Dominic Dijakovic and not T-Balls. Absolutely.
Yeah,
So I'll go with
Absolutely.
that. That would be my main roster, which essentially is just
All that's left is the women's tag.
Yes. Can't forget the women's tag.
You're at 16 minutes.
You are gonna tag up. Fucking asshole. You're gonna tag up Bianca Belair with Ember Moon.
That tag doesn't make any sense, but okay.
Why not? They're both phenomenal wrestlers.
That's why.
I don't know, just because they're both phenomenal wrestlers, and I think Ember Moon shouldn't have been fired. So since Triple H is running things, he was high on Ember Moon. So yeah, Ember Moon and Belair, since that was his like two
I'd get
prospects
high on
before
Ember
he.
Moon.
Dare
I
you?
don't know what that said, but
Mm.
all right.
I heard
so
I'd get out Ember. Jesus Christ,
I'd
go.
get high on Ember Moon.
All right, my turn. All right, so the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to do 3. 1, 2, 3 for each individual title. I'm going to have people in the hunt for that. I could do 4 or 5, but I'm going to just do 3.
Can you now?
Can I do it now? Is that what you said?
Right now.
Let's do this thing.
In French, we say
WWE champion in the hunt for that is 1
Give me
Bobby
the
Lashley,
hunt.
1
Lashley.
Kevin Owens, and 1 Keith Lee. Currently, that champion would be Bobby Lashley because I want to see Keith Lee win the Royal Rumble to get the title shot against Bobby Lashley.
Rumble in the jungle.
In the hunt for the Universal Championship will be 1 Seth Rollins. He's too good to ignore. 1
Burn it down.
Fiend, because we wouldn't have fucked up the Fiend through the whole process. Constantly in the thread for the title. Would not be currently in the hunt. It would be Seth Rollins. It would be Roman Reigns.
Let me in.
Yes, let him in. He's knocking at the door, so you gotta let him in.
I feel like standing up and just never mind. Anyway, Seth Rollins, 1 Roman Reigns in his current character.
Just 1.
Yes, not 2 of them.
Not 2.
Okay,
Not 2 at all.
doing that.
No,
And
that's
1
too many.
Adam Cole, baby.
Baby.
In the hunt for your United States Championship would be Shinsuke Nakamura, Baron Corbin, and Dominic Dijakovic.
Not to
Champion
be confused.
Baron Corbin.
That's
Not
what
to
you
be confused
call.
with Dominic Mysterio.
That's what you call a ménage à trois.
In the hunt for
think
the
there were 4 there.
Intercontinental title would be 1 Sami
Okay.
Zayn. Would be Sami Zayn. Would
Love me
be-
some Sammy.
God,
Nice Sammy
I
sandwich.
oh my God, what the fuck is going on here?
What the fuck did you start? You can start this.
Sami Zayn. Oh my God, I can't fucking remember where I was going with this.
Right? You see? Fucking asshole.
Intercontinental.
Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn. Woo! Did I use Dominic Dijakovic on the U.S. title?
You did.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
In the Menage a Quatre.
Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode. I think the 3 of them would put on stellar matches against each other. Down in, I'm sorry, in the women's, not down in. I was going to go to NXT, but I still have to do the women's stuff. So in the women's division, hunting for the Raw Women's Championship would be Bayley if she wasn't injured, because I can rewrite history and she's not injured. So Bayley, Sasha, and Bianca Belair.
Who's the
On the other side, in SmackDown, it would be, it's as much as I hate it, Charlotte Flair. She is still a big piece to that puzzle. Sasha Banks.
I can't. All right. Whew. Sasha Banks.
And Asuka. Women's NXT champion, Ruby Riott. Tag team women's champions would be Mandy Rose and is it Sarah Logan? Is that right?
She was with Sonya Deville.
Okay.
But if you're talking about the rest of the Riot Squad, was Liv
I was saying Liv Morgan
and Sarah
and
Logan.
Sarah Logan. That's who I would use.
Live your best life.
And I would have those separated out. I would have those two down in NXT. I would have Shayna Baszler leading a faction that really would behave a lot more like Brock does currently, but actually leading a faction and kind of jumping from brand to brand.
Jumping.
And the women's tag champions. Jesus. I would actually have Sonya Deville would join up with this faction, even though they don't have a connection. And those two would be the women's tag champions on the main roster between the two brands. And they could have feuds with, I don't know. I didn't hate the Tamina and Natty one. I mean, Tamina really helped carry.
No one's meaner than Tamina.
That's true. That's true.
She's the meanest.
I would have Nikki Cross and Alexa as contenders also in that division. And because Bayley and Sasha are broken up, they're not part of that. Also a contender in that division because I wouldn't have fucked this up. Iconics would still be there.
Mm-hmm. They're iconic.
Turns you on a little bit, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Men's tag. Street Profits would be a champion.
Mm.
As would the Usos on the other brand.
Mm.
I think that's a smart move. I would have
That's a smart move.
New Day feuding with the Usos.
Ooh,
I would also.
That would be a cup of ish.
I also would keep Randy Orton and.
He hears voices.
Bro.
Riddle me this.
Yes. Arcade Bro would still be together, and they would be feuding with that other group as well. Street Profits would be feuding with newbies, in the members of Imperium. Again, Walter still running roughshod, but is not currently in a title shot, that he would very soon be. And of course, the members of Undisputed Era would still be there. So I would have them in that other title feud, which allows you to have a lot more movement. That we've said this before, that faction warfare does make for a very, very, very solid. That's exactly what I was thinking. Yes, precisely. Thank you, Smarts. And when I go down to NXT, as I mentioned, we already have Ruby Riott as the women's champion, and the rest of Riott Squad as the women's tag champions. The North American champion would still be Damien Priest, and he would just like perpetually be pigeonholed into mid card on NXT forever because I'm not a big Damien Priest fan. And I'm just going to name the champions down there. The tag champions would be DIY, and the NXT champion would be what?
Do it yourself.
The NXT champion would be Jeff Hardy, having just recently beaten one. I'm going to fuck this up so badly. I did this so well, and now I'm going to end it with this. Jeff Hardy went down to NXT and beat not Karrion Kross, but Killer Kross for the title.
Killer.
Oh, Jesus.
That's totally killer.
Yes, I fucked it up on purpose. Because even Triple H would make mistakes.
Oh, look at you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yes.
That's the whole thing.
Yes.
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 Let's play your game.
We're going to move on to play the game. Pick or pass. Excuse me. That's right. This is the new game we started playing. We're going to start off with two wrestlers. We're going to go that way.
Hi.
So DA Fabe's going to be the first one, and then it's going to go around to JLB and then back to me. Wait, no. I'm going to change it. We're going to go that way because I think we did that way last time. So it's going to be JLB, then DA Fabe. So JLB is going to get the first one. We're going to have two wrestlers. He's going to have to choose which one he keeps and which one he passes on to the next person. and it's going to keep going until we say it's over, and there's going to be an odd man out.
Do it. Let's do it.
To start off, we've been talking a lot, mentioning DIY, so we're going to start off with DIY. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, pick or pass?
Gargano.
Okay.
Ciampa.
It looks like you're like prepared to like get the critique of your decision. Like every time you do it, you're
like Gargano.
This person, and now I'm waiting for you guys to respond. And we're like, okay,
no. Well, I mean, I just know
the next person.
Yeah,
I know between those two. Jesus Christ, gosh. Yeah, Gargano.
So you're giving me Ciampa or
It's not supposed to be so hard.
I know.
Sweaty balls.
Or is it?
That's what she said.
Champa or Ricochet?
Ciampa or Ricochet? I'm gonna keep Ricochet. Wow, I didn't expect to have one that made me not say Ciampa. So I'm gonna go with for you, Smarks, Ciampa or Damien Priest.
Ciampa.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I mean, I like Damien Priest as Punishment Martinez better, but Ciampa all day. The only thing that would hold me back on Ciampa is a little bit is injury issues, but that's a minor thing. So, Damien Priest or Damien Priest or Chad Gable.
Mm-hmm. Chad Gable.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Dude, Chad Gable's a phenomenal wrestler. He hasn't been utilized properly.
What?
But Chad Gable.
What?
Absolutely.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
Ask me back, Damien Priest. All right.
Damien Priest or Wardlow.
Today is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Wardlow. Which means Damien Priest made it a full round around. So Damien Priest or Gunther.
See this face? This is me
Yeah.
angry at you.
I don't think
I'm giving you today.
I'd still win.
Yesterday it's still Walter. Today it's Gunther.
The thing is, even though it's Gunther, it's still Walter.
Yeah, for sure. So Damien goes again.
Yeah, Gunther.
I'd probably still, I definitely still pick Gunther.
So
for sure.
Damien Priest or well, we'll keep it in the thing. Fabian Eichner.
Who?
One of the members of
He's
Imperium.
the voice of Imperium.
Oh, snap. Damn, I would have to go with Damien because I don't know much about the other guy. I only watch Walter a lot, and I see the Imperium's entrance, and then I'm done because I haven't seen them much.
Well, if you watch an interview at all, it's usually going to be Fabian Eichner that's speaking. And it's gold.
Yeah, is he a good wrestler though?
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay.
He's the one with the is it a flop? Is that the name of the hairdo? Smarks?
I wouldn't quite.
Pompadour.
What's his
Pompadour
name?
does the talking. Fabian
Eichner.
Pompadour. Blonde Pompadour.
Okay.
I don't blame you for taking Damien Priest. I really don't.
No, I mean he's a good wrestler too. It's just I don't really know much about. So. Eichner or Ali?
Boy. Well, Ali doesn't exist anymore, so there's that.
No, but he's still a thing. He's still a wrestler.
I am going to go with Eichner. And I am going to give Ali or Ivan Dragunov.
You mean Ilya Dragunov?
Ilya Dragunov, sorry. Ilya Dragunov.
So Ali or Ilya? I'm going to take Ali. So, Ilya Dragunov or Pete Dunne?
Really hate Pete Dunne.
Yeah, that's the three of us.
So, Dragunov, I'm taking. Pete Dunne.
He's the
Dragunov is really good, though.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
you watched the match with Walter.
Oh, my God.
We
Match
gave
of
it
the
rave
year for me.
reviews. Yeah, and Smarks was like,
Smarks is too busy talking with sexy voice.
He just doesn't turn my crank.
So I am doing Pete Dunne. Or I want to try to find someone. Pete. Okay, no, but I'll make it kind of fair. So Pete Dunne, or
I feel like you were going to try and force me to take Pete Dunne, but you're like Pete Dunne or Ultimate Warrior. Well, this will degrade quickly.
I feel like because Pete Dunne, I feel like is going to stay there. So I'm trying to find an even match, but someone who's still not degrading either. Pete Dunne or
Smarks doesn't hate him as much as we do.
Yeah, but I'm giving it to you, no?
Yeah. I'm just saying if you gave me somebody.
Pete Dunne or Vic Grimes?
Cameron Grimes, you mean?
Cameron Grimes, sorry.
I would take Cameron Grimes, and I'm not a big Cameron Grimes fan. I know Smarks is a much bigger Cameron Grimes fan than I am. I hate the cave in his move. I hate it.
I'm Cameron Grimes.
I hate the cave in as a move. There is something to be said for his promo skills. But
They're beautiful.
Yeah. Anyway, so you're getting Pete Dunne or Nikki ASH.
Oh, Jesus.
As Nikki ASH?
As Nikki ASH. You
don't
get Nikki Cross leading the...
I'm just taking Pete Dunne then. So, Nikki ASH or current Hurricane Helms. Current.
But he's not wrestling.
He still wrestles occasionally. He shows up for Royal Rumbles. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up in this Royal Rumble.
Come on. You can't give me Kurt. No, you have to give me a
That's
wrestler.
how much you hate Nikki ASH. I did not realize it was that bad. I'm sorry.
I'm still going to say Nikki ASH. And then Hurricane Helms is always going to be there. But
you can modify the Hurricane Helms in future ones.
So Nikki ASH. Prime Hurricane Helms
Okay.
As the Hurricane, obviously, not as like the WCW 3 count.
Okay, so I don't get Sugar Shane.
You don't get Sugar Shane Hounds, no.
Okay.
What's up with that?
What's up with that? Hurricane Helms. Or Hurricane Helms or
Be cool and live stream on StreamYard. It's so simple, even a rube like Detective Mark Smarks can
That's
do it.
me.
Support Raw and Order WBU podcast and go here. https://streamyard.com /pal equal
this is not helping.
406-757-80608 to save $10 when you sign up. Link is also in the doobly-doos.
It's down there.
Hurricane Helms or Shelton Benjamin.
Shelton Benjamin.
Okay.
You get Hurricane Helms or Rosie.
Hurricane Helms. Hands down.
But
Rosie from like 3-minute warning.
You have Rosie in 3-minute warning.
No, still, I was never a 3-minute warning guy.
Okay.
So Hurricane Helms. So Rosie or Rikishi.
Rikishi. Rikishi.
Rosie.
I'm sorry. Rosie.
Littering hand.
Or
Littering hand.
Jamal.
This is a golden setup. Great job. That was the best way to move this back up. I'm proud of you. Thank you for doing that. Rosie is who I'm choosing. And your challenge, Detective Mark Smarks, is Jamal. Nope, we're going to change him to his later name. Umaga or Great Khali.
Umaga. Hands down, Umaga.
Fuck, Great Khali's gonna lose again? I feel like we have done a Great Khali.
Nope, I think we can get Great Khali out of this.
So, Great Khali.
And I think we can stay in the World Championship caliber.
Or Omos.
Hence, Great Khali getting out of it. I thought you'd give up. I guess.
Yeah, Great Khali. Great Khali. Omos. Or The Wall.
God, I degraded quickly.
Yeah.
Well,
I
what
thought
else
it was
do
coming
I
up, but
do?
it's going down.
I mean, you could have gone with Jinder, and at least you would have had a world champion.
Jinder Mahal.
But Omos would have still been the freaking person that we'd have to go
Modern
after.
day Maharaja.
I feel like with me, I might have chosen that, but now I have to choose the wall to do that. And if I leave this, okay. So I'm thinking Omos, and you're getting the wall or Kurgan.
This face is not pleased.
I didn't bring the wall into this, man.
Kurgan.
Yeah, that's where I would have gone to. The wall's tough to get out. Heidenreich, maybe.
That was actually going to be my next choice. Going to you, JLB, the wall or Heidenreich. And we're just going to do one more round of this because
It's deteriorating.
No, the wall.
The wall.
Heidenreich.
You have to choose a badass that I wouldn't choose. That's tough.
Heidenreich or Braun Strowman?
Braun Strowman. Yeah.
That would have been good for maybe Smarks, but I feel like Smarks still would have picked Braun.
No, I totally would have taken Braun over Heidenreich. I would have taken Brain over Heidenreich.
Heidenreich or Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan now or Hulk Hogan in his prime?
Hulk Hogan that faced The Rock at WrestleMania.
Hulk Hogan.
What you gonna do?
I thought I had him out. I thought I did. I wanted.
If you would have said Hulk Hogan now, I probably could have taken.
Yeah, but the problem is I needed him to be a wrestler still.
Yeah. But
Hulk Hogan now, then. So you can take Heidenreich.
Yep. There we go.
And then you can change Hulk Hogan to a different Hulk Hogan.
Well, this is our last round, so Hulk Hogan's the loser. Odd man out.
He did that purposely.
Yep, that's what I did. But anyways, on that note, we're going to start to wrap things up and close the book on the Fantasy Booking Institute.
I almost forgot how your real voice sounded like.
Yeah, you wanted me to do it like this. We're going to close the book on the Fantasy Booking Institute. I am your host, Detective Smarks. You can follow me on social media at Raw and Order WBU. That's on Twitter. That's on Instagram. That's on TikTok. That's on pretty much all of them except on Facebook, where you have to do at Pissant Podcast, just like it's on my hat right here. You can also follow D.A. Fabe at... When he turns his mic back on, we'll hear him.
Oh, D.A. Vincent K. Fabe, which I cannot keep the voice going while I laugh, I discovered. But right there, D.A. Vincent K. Fabe. That's short for District Attorney Vincent K. Fabe. You can also follow JLB at...
JLB 420. Real Talk Radio is the brand at Real Talk Radio 8. Anchor.fm/RTR. Back to you, Officer Smarks.
There are all sorts of ways you can support us. You can support us by going to our merch store. Link is in the doobly-doos to go to our merch store and buy sweet-ass shirts like this one. They live to talk wrestling. I have come here to chew bubblegum and talk wrestling, and I'm all out of bubblegum. One of my favorite shirts. It's a good shirt. I have it here in a beautiful, beautiful sweatshirt. It's available in all sorts of colors, all sorts of sizes. But this is a great version right here.
Better still, you can do an autograph shirt.
You can do an autograph shirt. There's one right over my shoulder, filled out with Zello Pro autographs, just like D.A. Fabe's one is. Right? If you don't want that, you can get a Pissant Podcast hat or a shirt or pretty much anything you want. There's a lot of designs up there. You can check it out at rawandorderwbu.myspreadshirt.com. But the link is in the doobly-doo, so you can find it down there. You can also support us on Patreon, patreon.com/rawandorderwbu. Link is in the doobly-doos for that. You can support us on Facebook by going to @PissantPodcast and following us there. Following us on YouTube, following us on Twitter, following us on all of the little places you can follow us on, right? You can give us a 5-star review just like you would give your vacation at beautiful Turks and Caicos, still not sponsored. But on that note, we are going to go ahead and wrap things up for the Fantasy Booking Institute. Thank you all for listening. We will see you soon.
I feel sorry for the poor bastard to watch this live, as this is this is our most watched, we can tell, most watched live episode yet. And we did this shit.
Sexy voices.
We did this shit. Maybe we
they
need
like
to do
it.
more of this podcast.
I think that means we need to do it more. But on that note, thank you all for listening.
Leave us a
I
comment.
quit.
Give the comments.